Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. This is Sandy Daley calling you, well, not calling you, but coming into you, your homes live from beautiful Toronto, Canada, not the 51st state. But, anyways, we are so pleased to be here today because we've got the amazing Miss Judith Falloon-Reid as our guest tonight, and we're so proud of this woman. She is a poet, she's a filmmaker, she's a writer, she's a personality. What has she not done? And so, for the 42nd annual IRAWMA Awards, this lady has been nominated for the Mutabaruka Award, Mutabaruka Award for Best Poet and spoken word, and she is just amazing. So we're just so happy to have her today. And of course, the award show will be held Sunday, March 30th, 2025, at the Coral Springs Center for the Arts, Coral Springs, Florida. Get your tickets right now. You can go to www.thecentercs.com and, of course, IRAWMA.com. You can also vote because this is a voting process. And of course, your favorite reggae artist, your favorite singer, your favorite poet, your favorite writer, your favorite producer, everyone's going to be there. And so we expect you to be there as well. So make sure that you get your tickets from IRAWMA.com. Make sure that you come with myself and Judith and everybody that's going to be at the IRAWMA show March 30th at Coral Springs. I don't know how they're going to hold us down. I really don't. So, but before we actually jump into the interview with Judith, we do have a piece from her that I'd love to play because I want you to understand how powerful this lady is. So here is a piece from Judith Falloon-Reid. Stay tuned.
But I never knew I was black until you told me. Come, children, dance. Who would have been king? The majesty of the heavens and the omnipotence of the Almighty God. And when Bob Marley and the Wailers pulled themselves up out of trench town, I was still black. I said our history did not begin with slavery.
I want to light a fire so big it go burn down Babylon.
When Herod rose from the grave to show me the way.
Beneath the jackfruit tree where my navel string disintegrated into your soil.
She feel like a shiver run up her back and she hear the wind whispering at the tree them. Judy Drummer.
I miss Jamaica,
It's in the sway of my hips, the nap of my hair, the dark brown of my eyes.
Jack still Jack steps down from heaven.
Vote now at IRAWMA.com, category 22.
Amazing stuff. Isn't she wonderful? And this lady is so powerful. So we're so excited to have her here with us tonight. And we're going to be speaking to her, finding what makes her tick. What does she look for? What motivates her? What is it that she looks for? How forward is she looking to for the show at the Coral Springs? So if Judith can come on, that'd be so amazing. So we're so excited to have her here on the show. And she's coming in. Hi, Judith. How are you?
Hi, Sandy. How are you?
I'm good. You look so beautiful in the red. I'm gonna have to try to bar that.
Thank you. I never used to wear red, and one day I tried it, and it turned out to be my color. So hey,
it is beautiful on your skin. So thank
you
so very much for joining us. And I do have to ask, where are you joining us from?
Panama. I live in Panama.
Nice, very nice, beautiful island. So Judith, how does it feel to be nominated for this award, the actual Mutabaruka Award for Best Poet Spoken Word at the IRAWMA Show 2025?
I think once it's sunk in,
yes,
it was pretty exciting.
Wow.
It's very exciting when you're doing your work and you're just going about your business, doing what you do,
right?
And there's somebody who actually was impacted enough to nominate you for such an award, such a prestigious award. So it's very exciting to be among my friends, really, because all the poets who are nominated, we're all friends. We all know each other,
Right.
and we're all friends, and we're all rooting for each other. And if we could all win, we would all win.
Right.
So it's nice to be there, not just as a nominee, but also to support my friends who are also nominees.
And that's a big part of this. You know, a lot of us in the entertainment business always say that it comes down to the support that we get from others. And
Yes.
obviously, you're speaking that same language. How was that support from your friends, from your families, from your other folks that are, you know, that do poetry, such as yourself? How has that motivated you or helped you along the way?
It's been amazing. Iron sharpeneth iron. And
Right.
there's no question about that. And there's something about being in a creative space with other people who are like you that just lights a fire.
Right.
You know, it's one thing to be at home in front of my desk writing something, but when I get into that space, when I am reasoning and just being with other creatives, people who are poets like myself, or authors like myself, or filmmakers like myself, there's an energy there that just keeps you alive.
Right.
When you're feeling like, you know what, I'm exhausted and I'm down and there's no juices flowing, and you get into that space, it just wakes you up and keeps you alive. So it's a beautiful space to be in. It's wonderful to have friends who will run through walls for you, you
Right.
know, and who are there for you.
And so, talking about the space that you're in right now, right? What made you get into this space? How did Judith Falloon-Reid become the poet that she is today? What motivated you? How did you begin your journey to where we are right now, that you're nominated for a Mutabaruka Award?
I've always been a poet. I think I came out of my mother's womb writing words.
Right.
And seriously,
Right.
for as long as I've known myself, I've written. For as long as I've known myself, I've been on a stage.
Right.
And I remember my very first poem, I was 4 years old. The sun is bright, it shines by day and not by night. It gives off light, and that's just right, or something like that.
Oh, wow.
And I think I was 3 or 4 when I wrote that. And I still remember it. And I have been writing my whole life.
Right.
And for me, writing is for me. I do it because it's shut up inside of me.
Mm-hmm.
And if I don't bring it out, I feel like I'm going to mad. It's a crazy neighborhood up here.
Right.
And I write because I have to.
And I can relate to that as an author myself. I mean, I always say that I don't have to go see a therapist. Nothing against, you know, folks that have to, but my writing helps me do that because it's so therapeutic.
It's cathartic.
Right? It is so helpful. So all my stress, all my angst, all the anger or whatever it is that I would have goes out in the writing, or the love, whatever it is that I need. So I totally understand that. Now, looking forward to the IRAWMA Award show that's coming up, what are you most looking forward to? Besides hanging out with, you know, other writers, other creatives, what is it that you're most looking forward to?
I'm most looking forward to the excitement of the moment.
Right.
I've never been a big award. I've never been a big awards girl kind of person. You know, like, I don't watch the Grammys. I'm never been big into that. So it's kind of cool.
Right.
Because this is a new experience for me. I've been on stage my whole life, but this whole going to the award show as a nominee has never happened before. So I'm looking forward to just the excitement. I'm looking forward to hanging out with Marcia and Amaziah and, you know, all the other poets, and for us to just, because some of them I haven't seen in a while.
Right.
And it will be nice just to have those folks together. So I think that's really what I'm looking forward to more than anything else, is the camaraderie and just the excitement of being at this show in this capacity. Because I was also a media personality, so I was used to going to things as media.
Right.
And being there as a nominee is a whole new experience. So I'm looking forward to that new experience.
And that new experience will definitely go a long way with you, because you have had a lot of stuff that you have culminated and put into your words. Now, what is your favorite poem that you have ever written?
Oh my Lord, there is no such thing. There is no such thing. And there's no such thing because I write everything. I mostly write, people know me for militant poetry.
Okay.
A lot of my poetry is social commentary. Like Little Black Girl is the one that is what I call Fruit of the Month right now. You know, the video has done extremely well on YouTube, and everywhere I perform, people ask, please be sure you do Little Black Girl. 365 Black is another poem that's extremely close to my heart, because it came out of the whole experience of Black History Month and me being very annoyed that you have 12 months of the year, you give us the shortest one.
It ends in a couple of days, right?
Yeah, it ends in 2 days, and you give us the shortest one and then lamps us and tell us that you give us that one because of this president birthday and because of Frederick Douglass. It's a lamps, right? It's not real.
Something doesn't sound right.
Yeah, it does sound right. And so I 365 Black is very close to my heart because it was written out of annoyance.
Right.
And I had to tell people, no, hold on. This whole thing where we're celebrating 28 days or 29 days out of the year have to stop. We're Black every day of the year. Right. And then I have poems like love poem.
Oh, okay.
I'm not known for writing love poems, and my love poems are a little different from most people's love poems. So
may I ask you why? I said it's a little bit different.
It's a little bit different because I'm not very mushy. So
okay.
It's not the I look into your eyes and I see stars and sparkles kind of love poems. It's love poems about things that are around us every day. Right. It's love poems about my country. It's love poems about things that other people would not consider to be a love poem. If I can just read the very first part of this, it's called love poems. Why don't you write love poems? That's what they ask me. I do write love poems, I reply. Poems about sunrises that herald a new day, ripe East Indian mangoes, and brightly colored roosters waking me at dawn. I write poems of praise, tributes to the power of the ocean, the majesty of the heavens, and the omnipotence of the Almighty God. See, for me, that's a love poem.
Okay. And that's enough. That's what we need. Yeah. Because I like when writers write from their own experiences, not made up stuff. And so therefore you bring in your translation, your reasoning to what it is that you consider to be a love poem. So we totally respect and understand that. Now, in regard, you said another poem, Little Black Girl. Tell me what that one's all about, please.
So Little Black Girl, growing up in Jamaica, I wasn't conscious of being Black.
Right.
I grew up in the 60s and 70s and 80s.
We're still growing.
So I wasn't conscious of being Black. I mean, I know I was Black, but I wasn't conscious of it.
Right.
Yes, we had classism, we had the shade thing going on, the fair skin, the browning versus the darker shades and stuff. Right. But this consciousness that you're a Black person was not really there. And then when Marcia Griffiths did Young, Gifted and Black, which is the cover of the Nina Simone song, and we never know the Nina Simone version, right? We only knew Marcia's version. When she did that, I saw myself.
Good.
Young, Gifted and Black. But it still was not like an anthem. And then I moved to the States and moved my children to the States. And all of a sudden, I was a little Black girl.
Right, because you could see it then. It was prevalent. You were in front of it. Right.
All of a sudden, I was a little Black girl. Little Black girl that said your head too nappy, your nose too wide. Little Black girls don't have the same luck. Little Black girls must work harder to succeed. But I never knew I was Black until you told me. So, it took somebody else identifying me as being Black for me to really understand that in somebody else's country, not the one I grew up in, being Black was a thing.
Right.
It was actually a thing. And so that's what that's about. I only knew that I was a person, flesh and bone, blood and marrow, thoughts in mind, love in heart. See, skin had no color until you told me. And so that's what that poem is about. It's an empowerment poem. It's about all us as women, Black women, and overcoming and taking all these negative things that were said about us. We had tough and we had, bad. We are bad here. And I always wonder what happens to bad here. Does it go to prison? we have bad hair and all these things that were said about us, and taking those things and allowing people like the Martin Luther Kings of this world and Bob Marley's of this world to help us to raise up, to empower ourselves, to become powerful, because in the end of the poem, it says, little black girl get stronger. Wow. Little black girl turn fighter. Little black girl walk limitless.
Right.
Little black girl lift her head up high. Little black girl beat drums in her heart. Little black girl build pyramids out of sand. Little black girl birth kings and queens. Little black girl rewrite her history. Little black girl thank you for that. Little black girl is proud she's black. And little black girl not take back no chat. So it's an empowerment point.
Right.
And it's where we're coming from.
Right. There definitely sounds that. So for those who are just joining us, I am Sandy Daley, and I've been joined by Judith Falloon-Reid. She is nominated for the IRAWMA Award, the Mutabaruka Award, Mutabaruka. Spelled today, Mutabaruka Award for Best Poet Spoken Word Entertainer. And of course, I'm so happy to have you on the show. I'm losing my words today.
Thank you.
Back to this, the poetry that you write. It seems as if you delve into things that are socially poignant, socially relevant. Now, with what's going on in the world as we are looking at it right now, Judith, with new changes to the world order, do you see yourself ever, tackling those issues and these issues in poetry?
Absolutely. Absolutely. The poet is the conscience of the people,
Right.
From ever. Scribes, people who speak, who write. We are the conscience of the people. And it's through writers that history is preserved.
Right.
It's through writers and speakers of the word that protests happen. And so as a writer, as a poet, it is not only a duty, it is an obligation,
right,
to use the words that we have and make a change and to make statements out of it. So yes. There's a poem that I wrote called, I don't remember what it's called now, but it starts with, "You are not my king. You could never be my king." So right. Even tackling things like, monarchy and
yes, oligarchy,
kind of
everything, all the archies.
Yes. all the archies, yes.
All the archies.
So absolutely.
And that's good, because you want to make sure, for me, as when I look at someone like yourself, I would definitely look to you for, in terms of like your poetry would be so relevant and for advice, and even as you stated, for empowerment, mm-hmm. right? Now, going down the future and looking at the future, your future, what is it that you see for yourself? How would you like to be heralded, remembered? Not now, because you're not going anywhere. We're going to have you here, long time. But how would you like to be heralded, remembered, recognized for your talent? Because a lot of times when people have creative talents, they play in the shadows. And I like the fact that you're not playing in the shadows. What is it that you want folks to remember you by? And
as somebody who made an impact.
Okay.
Who made an impact, who changed lives, right, with my words and my talent. I do a lot of work with young people in Jamaica through Jamaica Youth for Christ. I am part of the Jamaica Nomadic Poets School and College Tour, which dub poet Malachi Smith started, and every year we go down to Jamaica and we tour the island along with poets, including some of these very same ones who have been nominated along with me. And we go around the island and we go to schools. We share our poetry. We do workshops. We have the children share their poetry. And so there's a lot that we do that's not just performing poetry. And so I want to be remembered as having made an impact. And
how do the children receive you? I mean,
oh man,
they love it.
Oh my gosh, they love it. They absolutely love it. They love it. We every year we can't possibly go to all the schools that want us.
Wow.
So we do hubs. We've started this thing with hubs, which we started with Jamaica Youth for Christ, which is a hub,
Right.
and they have given us their auditorium, and we have 5 or 6 schools that might come into that auditorium. So we have 100 and some kids at one time from 5 or 6 schools, and it's brilliant because what happens is not only do all these children from different schools get to hear us.
Yes.
But they get to hear each other.
Right.
So they're not just hearing their own student poets. They're hearing student poets from other schools as well. And it's a beautiful thing.
And that's good because they're seeing themselves. A lot of times we see ourselves. We don't see ourselves on television. Mm-hmm. We don't see ourselves being recognized for certain things. I mean, I've shared before that I have an 11-year-old and I drag him to all the inspirational empowerment things as I possibly can. I was even at the Black Diamond Balls, another award show on the weekend, but I drag him to these things because I wanted to see what the possibilities are. And these children you're describing certainly can see the possibilities in you. Now, do you ever make it a point, Judith, to speak about women's issues? Do you ever try to tackle that? Or is it something that just comes you just write what comes naturally?
I write what comes naturally. Excuse me. I write what's topical.
Yes.
But I'm also a filmmaker.
Right.
So in that capacity, my husband and I, we do film. And in that capacity, I have also tackled women's issues. Right. We've created shows like Woman to Woman with Dr. Janice Stone, which was on our channel when we had our channel up, in which we tackled women's issues.
Right.
And I was not just a producer, but sometimes I was actually on the show. I have poems that tackle women's issues.
Right.
I have one in particular that I do for Mother's Day, which is a tribute to mothers, but it really delves into, it's from the birth standpoint, what a mother goes through giving birth. And it's not just, oh, you're a great mom and oh, M is for mother.
Yes.
It talks about her pain and it talks about all of that.
Right.
There are monologues that I've written for, one of them is called Mary's Heart. And one of the plays that I wrote is actually called Mary's Heart, and the monologue is from that play. And that particular play is about Mary, the mother of Jesus. It's the story of Jesus, but from her perspective.
Right. Wow.
And women can relate to it because it's done, he's just her son. To her, he's just her son.
Right.
He's not some savior. He's not the son of God. He's her son. And she's watching him suffer. And so it's one of those things that we can look at. Some of my films, The Gift Everlasting, which is about a married couple, and you can relate to what the woman is going through. You can relate to what the man is going through. Right. And the feeling of being a woman and having a husband who provides everything, but is not there emotionally, is not emotionally available to you. And what that does to a marriage, what that does to a woman. Right. And so, yes, maybe in all my arts, I believe in purpose, to be honest with you. And I don't do anything for entertainment purposes only. I really don't. Right. I may watch some nonsense on TV for entertainment purposes only. But I don't produce anything that's for entertainment purposes only.
Exactly.
It has to have some kind of impact. Otherwise, I feel like I'm wasting talent.
Right. It's good though, because sometimes you do need that. As an author myself, I do have one little thing that I love, and it's the Real Housewives. On Tuesday night, you cannot call me because that's when the trash comes in. And then do not call me unless something major happens. But then I go back to my serious self. So this sounds like yourself. So
I'm a PBS girl.
Oh, are you?
But I do love me some Big Bang and some old Frasier and some Living Single.
Love Big Bang.
I love Lucy.
I love Lucy, right? You sound like a girl after my own heart. And this is what I love about you, because the fact is there's a serious side to you, but you do realize that there's got to be some lightheartedness, some fun. And this is why you are nominated for the Mutabaruka Award for Best Spoken Word at the IRAWMA Awards. Make sure, guys, that you vote for her. Sunday, March 30th, 2025 is going to be the actual award show. Go on to IRAWMA.com and vote for her right now, Judith Falloon-Reid. Last few questions here, Judith. For us, looking at somebody like yourself, you're accomplished, you have done a lot of things, and we wish you to continue to do more things. What is it that you really want to do? What is your next big project that you're eyeing going? I really
Oh
want
my
to.
goodness.
That's something I want an Oscar for that. What do you want?
I'll be honest with you.
Please do.
So ambition in that way has never been my thing.
Right.
I've kind of just gone with the flow through my life.
Okay.
I kind of fall ass backwards into a lot of things, and whatever feels good and right at that moment.
Right.
I used to be a dancer at one point, and that's what I did. It was dance, 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 dance. And so because I'm multi-talented, I kind of don't have that one thing that I really am aspiring to. The one thing I've ever wanted to be, and I think this is probably the only real ambition in the sense of the word that people use it that I ever had, was to be a world-renowned author. But I didn't want anybody to know who I was.
Right.
I just wanted to be a recluse writing my stuff and people just pick it up and buy it.
And have you read that lady? It's like, oh, you read our book? Yeah, but
and they don't even know who the lady is, right? Because as much as I've spent so much of my life on the stage,
right,
I don't aspire to it. It's not something that I reach out for. I'm not a limelight girl. I have been in the limelight, but it's what I do that has put me there. I have never sought after it.
Right.
Because I feel like fame would be extremely taxing.
Right.
I have to watch what I wear when I go to the street, and sometimes I just really want to pull on an old shirt and old shorts and go to the street.
Nobody not knowing it. You sound like a good Scorpio.
I'm a Virgo. I'm a good Virgo.
Oh Lord. Okay, a good Virgo.
But so fame has never been something I've aspired to, because I really, I just like my nice, simple, down to earth life, and I think maybe God know that if I got rich, I would get rich and switch, maybe. So he never really gave me that. He never really gave me that. Right. But fame is not something I've aspired to. Neither is infamy. But it's the one thing that I've wanted to be is a well-known author. But I realized early in the game that as a Black author,
yes,
you have to play that game. You have to be everywhere. Your face has to be out there. I don't know what half of the other race authors look like.
Right.
But every Black author, I know what they look like. Eh?
You know what they look like. And that's good. And so we are very thankful that you are so committed to just the work itself. Now, as I said, for those who are just joining us, we are speaking with the incredible Judith Falloon-Reid, who's nominated for a Mutabaruka Award for Best Poet Spoken Word at the IRAWMA Award Show this year, March 30th, 2025 at the Coral Springs Center for the Arts, Coral Springs, Florida. Make sure that you go on to IRAWMA.com and vote for her. You can also get your tickets at IRAWMA.com. You can also go to thecenterscs.com for information and tickets as well. Now, lastly, and I thank you so kindly for your time, Judith. You have been an amazing guest.
Thank you.
When I see you at the IRAWMA, I'm going to run up and say, Judith, remember me? Besides that. And I wish you all the best for this event itself. And I wish that you do win. Now, what is it that you'd like the audience to know, the folks who are watching on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook? What is it that you'd like to leave them with? What words of encouragement would you like to leave them with in this time that we're in, 2025, when the world seems to be spiraling around us? What is it you yourself would like to say, perhaps in poetry, if you have anything written?
Actually, for that, I'm just going to say this, that the world has been here before.
Right.
And the world survived. And it survived because people resisted. It survived because we did not stay quiet. And we, not meaning me, but it survived because people did not stay quiet, right? So I think in this time, we have to remember that as bad as it is, as bad as it's going to get, because you ain't seen nothing but the smoke. No fire, no burn yet. Right? As bad as it's going to get, you can survive.
Right.
And it's important to protect your mental health while you are struggling, while you are resisting, while you are surviving. It is very important. And that it's important not to be ashamed of the struggle. Not to be ashamed of the struggle. People went through the Great Depression. People have gone through world wars. People have survived. We can survive this. We can survive this. We just have to see it for what it is and prepare ourselves and be ready and do everything we can to prevent the autoclaps from coming.
Right.
Because the autoclaps is coming.
It is coming. And for those words, thank you so very much. We're speaking with Miss Judith Falloon-Reid. And lastly, where can folks reach out to you besides seeing you at the IRAWMA? Where can folks reach out to you now?
Well, my website, jfalloonreid.com has links to everything.
Okay.
Check out my YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, and share. I have lots and lots and lots of stuff on my YouTube channel. I've got even some of my movies on my award-winning movies. Me big up myself and my husband.
Right.
Our award-winning movies. I have at least 2 of them on my YouTube channel. There's a lot of stuff on my YouTube channel. My music videos, a lot of my performances, several things. Some of the TV shows I've done are on my YouTube channel. So check it out. Barefoot Island Girl JA or Judith Falloon-Reid. If you just, you know what, my name is so unique that if you just Google me, everything pops up.
You popped up right.
Yeah, it's Falloon spelled like balloon, but with an F.
Thank you so very much, Judith Falloon-Reid.
Thank you so much for having me, Sandy. This has been great. It's been a pleasure.
It was a pleasure meeting you. I look forward to seeing you in your amazing gown.
I will see you.
All these
I will see you.
that I'm meeting. So thank you once again. My name is Sandy Daley. You can catch me on all socials at thesandydaily.com. Thank you so very much, and I'll see you at the award show March 30th, Coral Springs Center for the Arts, Coral Springs, Florida. Get your tickets, IRAWMA.com or thecentercs.com. I don't know how I'm going to hold all these women's dresses and all their awards because everybody's going to win. It's Sandy Daley. Bye-bye. Thank you so very much. See you next time.